Hello, hi, it's Pete again. What I want to do this time is a very quick video on working with time in Excel, specifically for things like timesheets for work or whatever. So the three things we're going to look at today is entering time into a cell, calculations using time, and also formats. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to move across onto sheet 1 so we can see what sort of thing I'm going to be looking at here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the view so I can zoom in a bit to give us a better chance of actually seeing what I'm doing here. So let's go to 250%. There we go, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the word Monday into the first cell, and then I'm going to just drag that down so I've got Monday to Friday. I then want the start time, end time, and the hours that I've actually worked in that period. So if we start out, let's start out by entering a time. Now I could enter this as 5 p.m. and there it is entered as 5 p.m. Now the nice thing about that is that people know AM and PM and therefore it works fairly well. The problem with it is if I enter 5 p.m. without a space, then Excel assumes that it's text. So my preference is always to enter using the 24-hour clock. Now because I've already entered the date into there using the 5 p.m, it's formatted it in that manner. So I'm just going to come back down onto my home page, pick up my formatting, and I'm going to choose the time format. And there it is. And again, I can change that. So let's go back to time. I'm not too keen on having the seconds in there. So more number formats. Let's have a look. No, there's none there, so I'm going to choose a custom one, and the custom time that I want is HH:MM. There we go. So I've now got 1700 hours. Now the next thing I could do is, of course, I can come across into here and enter another date, so another time, 2100 hours. So on this particular day, I started at 5 o'clock, finished at 9 o'clock. Let's calculate how many hours that actually was. I press the equal sign, press the end the time minus the start time, and there we can see I worked 04 hours. Well, I don't like that 0, so let's play about with the formatting once again. So again, I go up to custom format, more number formats. I'm working with custom, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, let's actually make H, and I've put it in square brackets and just the one H. And what that does is it says that if there is an hour, then display it, but if it's not, don't. Colon 00. So MM. So what it's going to do is if there's hours, it will display it. If there's more than sort of 10 hours or 9 hours, it will display both sets of hours. So it'll say 10. Otherwise, it will just say 1 hour. Okay. And there it is. I've got a nice 4-hour format. So let's move down onto the next one. So on the following day, let's say I started work at 2100 hours and I worked all the way through till 2 o'clock the following morning. So again, I've now got my two figures in there. If I press the equal sign, it's the start time, the end time minus the start time. I press enter and I'm now full of hash signs. And the reason why it's put those hash signs in is that because that returns a negative value, then Excel can't work with it and it's too large to show. Now Excel has got a neat little formula that will allow us to get around that, and it's called the MOD formula. Now MOD is short for modulus for those of you who do advanced mathematics, and all that does is it says divide it by this number, and I'm using the number 1, and return the value. Now because it's a modulus, it always returns a positive value. So I've now got that in there, and that has returned 05 hours. Now in order to fix that, because here I've got my 4, and what I want to do here is to copy that format that I created there, stick it into there, and it's now working. So I can do the same onto here. Let's put the modulus value into there as well. So that is mod, open the brackets, after the calculation, comma 1, close the bracket, and again that is now returning 4 hours. So we've now built a calculation that I can just copy down, And it doesn't matter whether the hours actually go over into the next day or not. So if I worked from 21:56 to 02:34, it tells me exactly how many hours and minutes I've actually worked between those times. And again, if all my work was in the same day, so 23:59, I can see exactly how many hours I've worked without any problems at all. Okay, so I'll put in a final time, so 1600 hours to 21:34. Oops, 21:34, and press return. Now what I'd like to do is to add up those hours. So I can just use the auto sum and drag it down across the values that I want to use. And there it is, it's calculated that at 22 hours and 11 minutes. Now the reason it's done that is it's actually caught that format from here, because that's the format of the cells I was using, and put it into place. To make sure of that, I'm just going to copy that format again. With my format painter, there it is, drop it down into that cell. And so over that week, I worked 22 hours and 11 minutes. Okay, so let's very quickly just scroll down a little bit here and look at what we've actually looked at. So what we did was we looked at the mod function, and the modulus has got the open brackets. It's then got the value that we want to use, and in this time we've used the time calculation, comma, and then the divisor, which again we actually used 1. And what that will do is it will return the value that we want from time, without the problem of actually a negative value, because we've actually stretched over into the following day. The other thing we did was to play with the format, and the format we used was H:MM, and that is hours, and again it would be optional as whether there was 1 hour or 2 hour numbers displayed or 3 hours number displayed, but the MM would give us the amount of minutes. Now I could actually extend that and go to seconds. I don't think we need to worry too much about me working for any seconds. In fact, I don't think we need to worry about me working for any second at all. And there we've actually got the bits that we've actually looked at. Okay, I hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye.